Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. Resource extraction is the backbone of any civilization. We mine coal for heat. We mine uranium for power. We mine gold for wealth. But if you are a pet owner, specifically a cat owner, you engage in a very different kind of mining. Every day you kneel before a box of sand. You take a perforated shovel. You carefully sift through the granules to retrieve the treasures left behind by your master. You bag them. You dispose of them. It is a ritual of servitude. But to an alien fleet running low on fuel, peering down from orbit with thermal scanners, this doesn't look like waste management. It looks like the refinement of a volatile, high-energy compound. It looks like the most valuable substance in the galaxy is being harvested in your laundry room. Today's story is about the fuel harvesters of the Nebula Corporation. They came to Earth looking for the spice. They found a guy named Greg scooping clumps out of a tidy cat's box. And they decided that this brown matter was the secret to faster-than-light travel. This is the story of how a bag of cat poop became the most contested artifact in the sector. If you have ever held your breath while cleaning the box, smash that like button. You are handling toxic materials. And if you want to see an alien try to smoke cat litter to see the future, subscribe and ring the bell. The spice must flow. High extractor Krell paced the bridge of the star siphon. The ship's engines were coughing. The fuel gauge was in the red. Report, Krell barked. How much ion dust do we have left? Less than 5%, his navigator Oog replied. We cannot reach the refueling station at Alpha Centauri. We are stranded in this primitive system. Krell growled. The Nebula Corp did not tolerate failure. If they didn't bring back resources, they would be scrapped. Scan the third planet, Krell ordered. Look for high-density organic compounds. Look for anything that burns. Oog adjusted the scanners. The beam swept over Earth. Sir, Oog said, his eyes widening. I am detecting millions of localized refineries. Refineries? Yes. Small, rectangular containment units located in almost every residential dwelling. The humans, they are mining something. Look at the heat signature. On the main screen, a live feed appeared. It showed a bathroom in an apartment in Seattle. Inside, a human male, Greg, was kneeling on the tile floor. In front of him was a plastic box filled with gray granules. Greg was holding a sifting tool. He was focused. He was solemn. Observe the ritual, Krell whispered. He is sifting the sand. He is looking for the nodules. Greg dug the scoop into the litter. He hit a solid clump. He lifted it. He shook the scoop gently to let the loose sand fall away, leaving only the hard, clay-encrusted mass. There it is, Oog gasped. The crystal. Look at it. It is dense. It is heavy. The human handles it with extreme care. He places it into a specialized containment vessel, a plastic grocery bag. What is the chemical composition? Krell asked. Sensors indicate high concentrations of ammonia, methane, and processed biomass. It is potent. It radiates a chemical aura so strong the human has to hold his breath. That is not waste, sir. That is concentrated dark matter. Krell's mandibles clicked in excitement. It is fuel. High-grade, solid-state fuel. They create it biologically. The small felines, they are the factories. The camera panned to the toilet tank. Sitting there watching Greg work was Luna. A black cat. Luna stared at Greg with disdain. She let out a demanding meow. The overseer speaks, Krell noted. The beast commands the miner. Faster, human. The fleet requires the spice. Clearly the felines are the ruling class. They produce the fuel, and the humans are the labor force contracted to harvest it. We must acquire a sample, Krell decided. If that substance is as powerful as it smells, a single nodule could power the ship for a year. Prepare the extraction team. We are going to rob the refinery. The teleportation beam hit Greg's bathroom. Greg had just finished tying the knot on the blue poop bag. He stood up to wash his hands. Suddenly, 3 aliens materialized in the shower. They were clad in hazmat suits with glowing green visors. Halt, miner! Krell shouted, pointing a stun baton. Drop the payload. Greg screamed. He dropped the bag. It landed with a heavy thud. Who are you? Greg yelled, backing against the sink. What do you want? We want the spice, Krell said, stepping out of the tub. We saw you harvesting the brown gold. Do not pretend it is worthless. We know the Guild of Cats demands a high price. Greg looked at the blue bag on the floor. A poop? Do not use code words. Oog hissed. We know it is poop. Is that the scientific name? Polyorganic oxidizing plasma? POP. Sure, Greg said, confused. It's definitely nuclear. I knew it. Krell cheered. Hand it over. And the refining sand. Krell grabbed the blue bag. He held it up to the light. It is heavy, Krell marveled. The density is incredible. And the heat, it is still warm. Fresh from the reactor. He looked at Luna on the toilet. Krell bowed low. Thank you, great producer, Krell said to the cat. We will put your product to good use. We shall burn it across the stars. Luna blinked. She knocked a bottle of shampoo into the toilet. A blessing. Krell interpreted. She has christened our voyage. Go. Before the miner calls reinforcements. The aliens beamed back to the star siphon. They ran to the engine room. The core was sputtering. Prepare for injection. Krell ordered. The chief engineer opened the fuel hatch. Sir, are you sure? The engineer asked. The radiation coming from this bag, it smells unholy. It smells like death. That is the smell of power, you fool. Krell shouted. Ammonia is the breath of the cosmos. Load the POOP. They untied the bag. The smell hit the ventilation system instantly. The entire bridge crew gagged. It is potent. Oog choked, eyes watering. The fumes are melting my olfactory sensors. It is too strong. Dump it in. The engineer shoveled the litter clumps into the fusion reactor. The reactor flared. Whoosh. The organic methane ignited. The clay binder turned into plasma. The ship shook violently. Energy spike. Oog yelled. Output is at 300%. 400%. The engines are screaming. It works. Krell laughed maniacally. We have unlimited speed. But there was a side effect. The exhaust. As the star siphon accelerated to warp 9, it didn't leave a trail of clean ion particles. It left a trail of burnt atomized cat litter smoke. The smell permeated the ship. It permeated the sector. Any ship within 10 light-years picked up the sensor reading. Warning, giant burning toilet detected. The star siphon reached Alpha Centauri in record time. But they had a problem. They ran out of clumps. We need more, Krell said, scratching his neck. The engines, they crave it. Standard fuel doesn't work anymore. The reactor has developed a taste for the fancy feast byproduct. We have to go back, Oog said. But Earth is dangerous. The cats, they are fierce negotiators. They returned to Earth. But this time they didn't want to steal. They wanted to trade. Krell beamed down to Greg's backyard. Greg was there, beaching. Luna was watching from the window. Human. Krell called out. Greg dropped his spatula. You again? The poop stealers? We come to bargain, Krell said, holding up a chest of gold bars. We offer you this useless yellow metal. In exchange, we want the weekly harvest of the litter box. Greg looked at the gold. He looked at Krell. You want the used litter? All of it, Krell begged. The clumpier the better. We need the POOP. The spice must flow. Greg realized he had just won the lottery of life. Deal, Greg said. But you have to take it all. I'm not bagging it anymore. You guys scoop. It would be an honor, Krell bowed. And so, a trade route was established. Earth became the fuel hub of the galaxy. Aliens arrive daily. They don't want our water. They don't want our leaders. They line up at our doors holding golden scoops, begging to clean our litter boxes. Please, they say to the cats. Produce for us. We need to reach the Andromeda Galaxy. The cats sit there, smug and superior. They know they are in charge. They always were. We humans are still the servants. We still buy the food. We still open the cans. But now when the cat leaves a present in the box, we don't sigh. We smile. Because that present just paid off the mortgage. The Galactic Federation has classified Earth as the stinky jewel. And somewhere in deep space, a luxury cruiser is flying past a nebula, powered entirely by the digestive system of a tabby named Mittens. The smell is terrible. But the gas mileage? Unbeatable. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. Next time you are scooping the box, remember, one man's trash is an alien's hyperfuel. If you would happily let aliens clean your litter box for free, smash that like button. Comment below, how much would you charge an alien for a bag of spice? Subscribe. And respect the production line. Refinery closed.